What's up? What's up, guys? Good morning. Good morning. Sorry, we might have a little bit of an echo here. Let me mute the players in the background. Got a little bit of a cold today. But yeah, watching NIO. NIO looks pretty good here. It's gapping up from 719 to 745. Gonna be watching that one for sure. Also watching VKTX gapping up from 1164 to 1225. Also keeping an eye on ZAYO. It's gapping up from 2367 to 26. There's also NBEV, although I can't trade it, I don't think. But NBEV is looking really nice here, gapping up with a lot of volume. And so for that reason, I'll keep an eye on that. Looking at a few other ones here. Not a bad morning. We got some movers. NIHD maybe. What's up, Jason? John O, good morning, good morning. Frank, who get this? Netron, Missouri. We got two Franks in here. What's up, guys? All right, so yeah, we'll see where Mitch is at. He should be here soon. But not that bad of a morning. We got AMRN moving. LEJU, MEET. If you can trade these, they don't look bad here. They're moving as well. What's up, Fetty? Good morning, man. Let me get Mitch ready to come in here. Hold on. All right. Alright, let me get Mitch in here. Sorry, guys. Let me send him an invite. But how's everybody doing? I hope everybody had a good weekend. Let's see. What's up, Mitch? There you are. What's up, two-way? Yeah, so Mitch, I'm going to send you, I'm going to send it to you right now. There you go. Just let me know. Text me if I forget about it like I did Friday. But yeah, like I said, I got a little bit of a cold, so forgive me if my voice sounds like it's going out. Just haven't felt great. We got DWT2. Let's see how many of these are actually tradable. I know NIO is tradable. DWT is tradable. Okay, so I'll watch that one, I guess. ZAYO is tradable. ACB is tradable. CGC, MFGP. The ones that aren't tradable are NBEV, MEET. What else? LEJU. Those are not tradable. But not a bad morning. I mean, we got a few that we could watch here. You can see DWT here, gapping up from 1042 to 1096. Doesn't look bad. Got too many windows open. Sorry, I had to close out some of these windows. Alright, that's better. What's up, Ralph? John O says, folks in chat, what is your number one pick today? Maybe NIO. Either NIO or Z or VKTX probably. I'm also watching, like I said, DWT, ZAYO, a few other ones. Just looking at my scanners as well. We got ACRX popping up on the scanners. NVO, RETL. I'm going to be watching the ETFs today again. I traded SOXS Friday. I'll probably be watching that one again, SOXS here. You can see, even after I traded this one on Friday, my whole plan on the day was to trade some of these ETFs and then ride them down for a short with a VWAP fade. And you can see this thing faded 4 times yesterday, so just over and over and over again. It only made sense if you look at the historical chart, but you can see it faded there, 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 so 5 times really. But gonna be watching these, see if they continue to happen. It all depends on the overall market, I guess, what these ETFs are going to do, and so I'll still end up watching them just because, you know, these are long-term fades, which means the risk is probably a little bit tighter relative to the reward. And so, for instance, the risk can be pretty small here, but the reward, you can see these drops after the fades are pretty big. So the reward seems larger with these relative to the risk, and so that's why I kind of like watching these. Let's see where Mitch is at. Yeah, I should probably watch PCG as well. Just because that thing was moving a ton Friday. Now it's moving down. It faded off the VWAP, but the only reason I didn't like PCG is because just this choppiness action. You could just see how choppy this thing was. You know, I've always said I like it when it kind of gets back up to the VWAP quick and then fades quick. When it sits there and it just kind of sits up there around the VWAP, it just makes me trust it a little bit less. Just because the range gets tighter. And so we'll see what happens with this one today. I guess I can watch it. It's moving some for sure. Short on NIO. It all depends on the daily chart. Who knows? You know, prior to Friday, it had 3 green days in a row, and then only 1 red day before that with 3 green days. And so I could see it coming down some here. I'd have to set risk at, I don't know, 760s, 770s. We'll see what happens with it. It all depends. It all depends on if it sets up well or not. What's up, Casey Mack? Yeah, PCG, I mean, like I said, it looks interesting. The only reason I didn't like it on Friday is because it just kind of stuck around that VWAP area. And because of that, you know, it's just not... I feel way more confident. Like, for instance, if you look at SOXS here, like the one I actually did trade on Friday, I just feel way more confident with these type of moves because, you know, when it comes back to the VWAP, it just quickly pulls back and then washes. Pulls back, washes. And so whatever it kind of stair steps back up there, or whatever it gets up there and it just kind of goes sideways in a little channel around the VWAP, it just makes me a little bit more skeptical of it, because with the fade, you know, when it makes that channel, when it kind of gets that tight range and makes that channel, it's just building support right there. And so when it builds support like that, I don't trust it as much. Obviously, if you look at PCG, it did end up fading back down, but like I said, it just makes me not trust the fade a little bit less. What's up, 7? We'll see what NIO does too. NIO doesn't look bad. NIHD popping up on the scanners too. Let's see what SCO gives us. SCO doesn't look bad either. Looks like an ETF as well though. OILD. LCI was another one that popped up on the scanners. Although, you know, this one, I mean, it gapped up to 37. It's back down to 614. It's just a little bit too close to that closing price of 597. It's about 17 cents away from that. And so because of that, I mean, that would be my reward target. I don't know if it's far enough away from it. Also looking at ACB here. ACB is actually gapping down. NBEV has kind of been like the alpha cannabis stock lately. I mean, all the other cannabis stocks are down some for the most part, but NBEV is having good volume, so there must have been some type of positive press release out for this one. For NBEV, we'll see where that one goes as well. A lot of people think there's going to be momentum coming in for the holidays. I know my daughter's off of school today, and so she's home. We'll see. I mean, the market doesn't look bad today, honestly. Looks okay. SONA. Yeah, it is a funny looking stock. Looking at ACB though, I mean, there's some options today. Let's see where Mitch is at. We got DWT here. Like I said, I'm just gonna keep going with these ETF trades. You know, this may be something, if I could find these enough. One thing I'm really noticing though with these ETFs is that most of the time when they fade big, like they have these big long-term fades off of the VWAP, they're more so like this, right? They're more towards the end of the day. But I see these happen a lot, especially if the ETF maintains a downward trend throughout the day. Then I see it fade off the VWAP a ton. Like you can look at TVIX here, it did it Friday and Thursday of last week. Did some VWAP bounces there as well. And so the VWAP bounce and the VWAP fade look plausible for some of these big ETFs. Like you can see, here's one, another one here. And so it looks plausible for some of these. I see it happen a decent amount with these ETFs. Here's another one. And so, you know, just from kind of speculating on it, it looks like it would be a later on in the day strategy, like a afternoon strategy for trading with these big long-term fades on these ETFs. But I also see them happening a decent amount as well in the morning, like SOXS. Alright, but we're going to look the news up in a second. Alright, we got Mitch in here. Mitch raises his hand. What's up, brother? Here, I'm gonna make you, yo. You raising your hand, man? Yeah, man. Alright, we got Mitch here in the chat.
What's going on, guys? How we doing? On Money Mondays. Let's do it. Let's get it done. All right.
Yeah, I've watched AMD as well. But yeah, Mitch, what I see so far, I mean, NIO doesn't look half bad. It built up some resistance here in pre-market around this, let's see, around the 750s level, 755 to be specific, or 756. Let's see if we can extend this to the left, see if that was any historical resistance. It was. And so the 755, 756 level looks interesting for NIO, as well as the half dollar of 750 looks okay. And so going to be watching those levels. You can see NBEV is running, but if you look at ACB, which is another cannabis stock, it's just kind of hitting the bed right now. It's just tanking. It's down to 627. It's dropping in pre-market. We got DWT moving some. MEET moving some as well. What's up, Matt? Oh yeah, REN gapping up some as well. Doesn't look too bad. Yeah, but what's up, Matt? Good morning, man. All right, so we'll see what we get here. Main watches NIO DWT. What else? NIO DWT. I'm just drawing a blank on what I was watching. ACB dropping some. We'll see if it continues. There's also MFGP gapping up some on the volume. I'll have to look up the news on that one. Why, Frank? You're happy it's not? I'm bummed out. I mean, I like NBEB. I've made money on NBEB. So you got your computer working, brother?
Yeah, man. It was kind of scary. It was just the fan making noise, but as my computer is overclocked and everything, I just didn't want to take chances. You know, if one of the fans give out, it just can get hot and then blow my CPU. Not a fun thing.
Yeah, man.
Didn't want to run that chance, so I was able to clean it all out. Yeah, it's part of the bad things of having pets is that you know, the computer has those fans and it has two big intake fans in the front, so they take a lot
Hair
of
gets
the
caught in it.
exactly. It gets caught with the hair and kind of the pollen from the cat and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could have pets, man. I think I told you yesterday. My wife is just allergic to everything. Everything. Like, literally anything with hair, except for, like, people. She's allergic to it. We've tried, you know. I wish we could have dogs, though. Dogs are cool. I used to raise labs.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm trying to get that move out to Denver and really start doing some good hiking.
Yeah, man. I want to move to Denver, too. But,
hey, who knows, man? The future's looking bright.
right. I love Denver, though, man. I've been to Denver when I was younger, but I haven't been in years.
I almost go every year.
Yeah, I was actually looking in that Colorado Springs area. It didn't look
There you
bad.
go.
It's not like super expensive, but it's not like a bad neighborhood or anything either. So I was looking at those areas. They looked okay.
Yeah, I think my first move will probably be straight more to Denver, and then I'll go ahead and I'll look to get closer to the mountains or maybe in the wilderness.
Denver's just so expensive.
Yeah,
Like I was looking at the little suburbs outside of Denver for like.
I mean, compared to where I live now, I live in Florida. You know, where everywhere you go, rent and housing is really really expensive. At least you live in Texas, where housing is pretty cheap
Yeah,
relative.
housing's super cheap here compared to the rest of the country, man. You know,
Yeah,
like a
it's ridiculous.
house, like a house that I live in here, and I'm not trying to brag or anything. I'm just kind of talking about how cheap like houses are in Texas. But like a house that I live in here in California, this would be like $1 million house.
Yeah,
And like here,
without
it's
a
like
doubt.
200,000. You know, which is like cheap.
Yeah,
You know,
no, yeah, you can get pretty big houses over there for 200,000.
right, man. Yeah, but you know, they do have some cons of living in Texas. You know.
Florida is cheap. Where is it? Where do you think Florida's cheap at? We're one of the highest relative from rent to income. Especially if you're renting.
Yeah, Florida. I mean, everybody treats Florida like a vacation area, and so for that reason, they hit you with those expenses on everything, especially renting, because they want to. Yeah, I like Pensacola. Yeah, I hope so. 7. Because I was legitimately looking there. I was just gonna get like a cheap house in Colorado Springs and get one out in the mountains.
Yeah.
Like they got some cheap houses, man. I could get like a $200,000 house out there for like that's like a 2 or 3 bedroom out in the mountains, kind of like a camp, somebody's camp. That's pretty cheap. I would consider that.
Yeah, man, definitely. I'm gonna definitely be looking to get something good there in March, probably.
I'm laughing at what Henry said. Henry said, Pensacola don't count.
That's Alabama.
It might as well be. It really is.
Might as well, for
The
real.
Orange Beach slash Pensacola thing is so confusing, man. I've gone down
Yeah,
there for vacation.
definitely.
Yeah, that's anything really up north, though, Joseph. Anything up north is going to be substantially more expensive than the south, but you're also going to get paid more, and so it all kind of evens out, really.
What I think about, I always look at, I always compare how much you're going to be paying for rent compared to income. So, like, if you would think about it, I like to look at the kind of the minimum wage around the area and then compare housing to that. And a lot of times you're going to find that there's certain states that, is essentially, if you were living on minimum wage, I don't even know how you have housing. you
Right.
know and so that's where I kind of look at it by a state by state basis. And that's where I think Denver is kind of really in the growing part of their economy. And right now, based on salary and rent, I think it definitely has you have an advantage. You can make a pretty decent living and not pay an arm and a leg for rent just yet. It might get up in the future, but at least for the time being, I think you can still find some pretty good housing for the amount of pay that is around.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm like mixed on the whole on everything, on the whole homeowner thing, on all of it.
Yeah, I just always see that like even in Florida, like it's very easy to own and then rent and make more, almost double the amount. So there's investment possibilities here in Florida, but to actually own the property and be paying it off, it's like you're paying a pretty good premium.
Yeah, it's Florida. I mean, I love Florida, but it's like I said, it's like a vacation area, so they're gonna tax you some for all that stuff.
I call it like it's the new New York. New York used to be known for having super high uh, wages, but at the same time super high rent, super high housing.
Right.
And that's essentially where I think Florida is heading to. But the only problem is that the housing is going up, the rents are going up, but wages in Florida have pretty much remained the same in the last 10 years. I
Yeah,
think
it's tough.
the 10 years ago, the minimum wage was at like 7.25, 7.10, and now it's only up to 8.25.
Yeah, it's probably similar to what it is here in Texas. Appreciate the sub, Kwong. Sorry if I mispronounced that, man. Tried my best, brother. But welcome, man. Appreciate the sub.
But all right, let's see what we got today. What we got here. All right.
We got NIO moving.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm watching NIO. That's definitely at least my main stock that I'm watching. The only key thing with NIO is that last Friday, I did trade this one on the long, looking for the breakout past 750s. And we got a little breakout, but as we saw, it just kind of died out, came right back down. What I'm thinking about this stock is that we really need to get some momentum in this stock for it to get moving.
Yeah, the
Um,
range is still pretty tight daily.
yeah, range is really tight, and then if you look at the volume, we haven't gotten volume like we did back on these first moving days where it was in September. We were getting up there, and it got up there 158 million. Even the small day was uh, we got what 66 million shares. So I want to see this stock really start trading in the millions, so I can really see the momentum really move this stock.
Right. We need some volume. I mean, it doesn't look bad. It's an okay stock to trade. Like I've traded it before a decent amount, and it's okay. But some days it just gets really choppy. Like if you look at the 15th on last week, like it was just terrible. Um, and so it all just depends on how much volume. Usually it's all relative to how it looks in pre-market. Like if it looks okay in pre-market and the volume looks good, then a lot of times it kind of runs some, or it kind of moves a lot. But if it's slow in pre-market, obviously, it kind of slows down during market hours. We'll see what ACB does as well. DWT gapping up here. I'll look up the news in a second.
AKER moving, but not tradable.
Yeah, give me a second. Let me. So today's news is brought to you by SnapTrade, SNAPTRADE.us. We do have Ben from SnapTrade here in the chat. But what I really love using SnapTrade for is building my watch list here each morning. You can see I build it each morning here and then share it with a decent amount of traders. And so this is really my favorite thing about SnapTrade. Really cool to build your watch list here. It has technical signals, market cap, volume change percentage, which shows you how much above or below the average volume of that stock it currently is at. And so really cool indicated there, but it also has volume, 3-day change off the 52-week high, stuff like that. So really cool. Also, it has news, so I could just click today's news only, and it shows me the most relevant news stories in the market, or I can just click watch list, and it shows me the stocks on my watch list and why they are moving. And so I always thought that was pretty cool as well for them to offer. But they also have a free scanner, 100% free, and so I can go to upcoming earnings, regardless of what sector I like to trade, recent earnings, high gainer penny stocks, high gainer volatile stocks, gap ups, finance, crypto. So regardless of what sector you're interested in, they typically have a scan for it. And so go check them out at snaptrade.us. We do have Ben in the chat here. And if you have any suggestions for SnapTrade, let Ben know. They're always trying to reach out and see what people want to see added to their site, see what people like or dislike about their site. And so if you have any suggestions, like I said, let him know. He's in the chat here. And you can go check them out. All right, so we got about 9 minutes until the open. There's a few I'm watching. AMRN, a few people said they're long with that one. We'll see where that one goes as well. What's up, Mikey? Good morning, man. You want the watch list, Eric? Here, I'll post the watch list to the chat again, brother. At least what I'm watching thus far. Probably add AMD to this. That's cool. Ben says to SnapTrade, they're adding an earnings calendar. We are also going to add brokerage component once we get the BD license. Would love to get some input from the people here. If you're going to add a broker to it, that would be pretty cool, Ben. But what I would like to see on a broker is candlestick charts. I feel like that's the number one thing people don't add to their brokerages, is candlestick charts. For especially short-term traders like me, I really like candlestick charts. That's kind of the only kind of chart I like to use. An auto send button, so you don't have to confirm each order, is what I'd like to see as well. But that's a cool idea, Ben. I'm excited to see that, man. All right, so what you watching today, Mitch?
All right. Well, today, guys, it's one of those days where I really don't see anything just drawing my attention. I do have ACB, AMRN, PCG, NIO. Of course, I'll keep my my big movers, Yoko, PTI on my watch.
Yep.
AMD, maybe.
We got AKER popping up. You said it wasn't tradable. Yeah, That one is kind of going crazy. Look at AKER, guys. If you can trade it, I mean,
Yeah, I brought it up a little while back. It's definitely moving. It's biotech stock.
man, interesting there. We'll see what happens with it. So it's a bio stock. Let's look at the daily.
Any news for on the Cali fires?
280. Not really here. So we'll go. Let's look up the news real quick. That's something I forgot to do. Um, all right. So first one I'm looking up is NIO, and then I'm gonna look up AKER, and then PCG probably is kind of what I'm thinking. All right. So for NIO here. My stomach's growling, man. I don't eat in the mornings. I should probably eat. Uh, I'm looking up why NIO is moving. There was 214 US million in revenue. So it's a premium electric car brand. Interesting here. We'll see what happens with NIO. Not really too much big catalyst out. We could look up AKER now as well, and then we could look at PCG. So AKER put out a press release that said they are exploring potential business combinations in alternative sectors, including the cannabis industry. And so we'll see what happens with AKER. That kind of sounds like a little bit of a fluff piece. You know what I mean? But we'll see. I mean, who knows? But it kind of sounds like a little bit of a fluff piece for AKER. They said they're exploring alternative sectors, including the cannabis sector. And now this thing's just skyrocketing. Like I said, I don't know what the float is for this stock, but it looks a little ridiculous to be up that much on that news. I mean, this thing's up over 100% from where it was because of that news. That just doesn't seem like, you know, I mean, it's good news and everything, but it doesn't have any actual value for me, at least. It's just like, hey, we may be considering doing this, you know. Well, great, but once you actually do it, that's when you should put the press release out. Anyways, gonna move on to PCG. May look to buy put option on that, honestly. Second power line failure in the fire for California, and that's why PCG is down some. And so we'll see what happens with this one. I'm gonna try to run to the restroom really quick. Mitch, hold it down, brother.
All right, all right. What's going on, guys? All right, guys. Let's mainly for me it's gonna be more of a scanner day. I'm gonna be trying to find the stocks that are best moving in my strategy so that I could find the best one to trade. I'm not really seeing anything that's just calling my attention out the open. I am seeing ACB looking interesting. This stock going through $6 would definitely bring my attention. Yeah, teammates. Essentially, we're live, pretty close to it, probably within a minute. Yeah, Acre just has a huge amount of volume with it. I'll check out the daily for you guys. Tell you guys where I think the top of it's going to come. I think it's going to make a run towards that 381 range, 381 or 350s. That's where I could see it getting bought up here at threes and making that push towards. But as we can tell, it's already made a huge move. It's closed up all the red days. Had 3 straight red days prior to this, and now making a move towards that resistance. Resistance was 392. All right, guys. 928. This is when you want to start visualizing your trade. I always talk about how visualizing is your key. Visualize gives you the strength of having low hesitation. You want to be able to control your trades, kind of plan them out before you take the trade. That way, when you go and you take it, there's no hesitation and you can trade from an emotionalist standpoint. The real key of trading is learning to really use your mental capital. I always say that trading is 90% mental, 10% technical. We can always teach you guys strategies and charts, but what you really need to learn to take control of is your mind and how to maximize on that mental capital.
All right, guys, we got less than a minute. I got RYB popping up on my scanners. RYB. Not that good. See what AMD does today. It's moving some as well. I like AMD because it's a little bit more expensive of a stock, but the range isn't so crazy that it makes it unable for me to trade. That's that's why I like AMD. No, man. No. Most of the time we don't trade any penny stocks. 3. There's the bell. All right, watching PCG, AMD, NIO, ACB.
All right, let's do this, guys. Let me know if you guys see anything heading downwards, down and fast.
Let's see what we got.
Watching Yoko making a quick little down move there. Want to see this down move go down to like that 440s, and I'll get interested. Give me a nice big range.
Now we got NIO dropping, PCG dropping, AMD moving up, CGC kind of going a little crazy. Let's see what else we got here.
PCG going down.
Yeah, I'm noticing PCG going down. It's just been going down because of the fires in California. Let's look at some of these other ones I was talking about today. SOXX.
All right, guys. I'm going to expect a bounce here on PCG. Expect a bounce here. I'm going to look to play. It has to go up to VWAP and reject there. I think it has a resistance there see it at 2290s. I'd watch for that fake out on the long side. NIO looking interesting. Just low.
Yeah, VWAP's a little bit too high for NIO for me to really work.
Yeah, low range.
All right.
That's just playing a part there.
Hey, we got AMRN pushing up. A lot of people were long, so hope y'all made money with that one. We also had a little bit of a fade on SOXS, and CGC actually looks to be down some. Just waiting for some movement here. Yeah, I'm watching AKER, but like I said, man, unless I'm missing something, unless another type of press release came out for AKER, I'm not really that interested in playing it, just because I just think it's up for no reason. I think the company is trying to take advantage of the cannabis sector being hot, and like I said, I might have missed a press release. If I did, maybe it has a reason to be up this much, but from what I see, them saying they may start looking at alternative medicines isn't a reason to make this thing go up 100%. You know, like it did in pre-market. You know, I just don't think that's a legitimate reason for AKER to be up that much. But hey, the beautiful thing about stocks is it's all speculation. So CGC, we'll see if it pulls back up to 35. I'll consider it there as well.
All right, thinking about Kron here, it'd be 52 off of 60, guys. 52 off of 60s.
Yeah, I don't mind Kron if it gets up to 56, 55. NIO looked okay. It's just not. It's just not. The VWAP just wasn't low enough for me to really want to attack that one. Meat looks like it's filling some of this gap. MEET. Yeah, I'm watching AKER as well, but not tradable. Watching ACB tight range. Sorry, let me put up my intraday scans. Sorry, guys. PCG may start to run a little bit here. SGRP popping up on my scanners if you could trade it. Kron big drop. We'll see if it pulls back to that 850 level. So I'm going to try to use bigger sizing today if I see some of my strategies here. So we'll see, you know. Looking at Kron, if it fades back to 850, set that risk level of what, 860. Weren't you looking at that same trade?
Yeah.
It's got a lot of resistance at 860 and 850, so I don't mind that one. Would actually have to get up there though. We got NIO back at the VWAP, but it looks to be testing the high of the day. The VWAP's just not low enough. VWAP would need to be lower. It's just right at the high of the day. I don't trust it when it's right there. RENN, Jason. Let's take a look at that one. That's what UVXY are doing as well. A lot of stuff's up. NBEV just hit the bed. It's just down a ton.
Yeah, I killed it too much. You know, trade ideas had to take it away. Or TradeNet had to take it away. You know.
LEJU looks to be fading actually pretty nicely. It's not tradable, but LEJU doesn't look bad there.
Looking around.
Yeah, AKER needs. I mean, like I said, man. I mean, I'm not hating on this company or anything like that, but the only press release I saw for AKER is that they were considering looking at alternative medicine. That's the only. That's it. You know, is that legitimate enough? Is that a real press release to make AKER get all the way up to over 100% in gains overnight? I don't think so. You know, I honestly I looked at Robinhood to see if there were any put options for it, and there weren't. But I would have definitely bought some put options on AKER if I could have. But who knows, man? You know. Alright. I mean, we were watching Kron. It just kind of kept going down. I'm not seeing too much I really like right now. LEJU faded nicely, but wasn't tradable.
All right, guys, might get into ACB here, guys. ACB, the risk would be off 26, 622 entry, be a 4 cent risk. Potential reward is 10 cents, then 20 cents on the move down, breaking through 6.
LCI. Yeah, I was kind of looking at LCI this morning too. Bouncing up. Wash out long. AMD kind of looks like a fade here. I think I missed it though. At least down at 20 for AMD. Maybe a little late. I saw it. I spotted it. Would have been nice. But we'll see if it actually follows through with it. Just didn't want to chase it. But there's the drop that I was looking for. Ugh. Beautiful fade. Look at that. Right as soon as I saw it too. I just didn't have time. I got my order ready and everything, but it wasn't at the VWAP. It would have been a nice little fade. I would have made about 18 cents on it. But it already followed through. Is what it is. NIO ended up wash out longing and just moving up. I still don't mind Kron if it gets up to 42. At this point, I could set a risk of 850. Although it's not, you know. Looking at UVXY, TVIX. At this point, I mean, I'm not really seeing much that's actually fading today. I'm just trying to stick to my strategy. I mean, AMD did nicely, but like I said, by the time I spotted this one, there it goes. By the time I spotted it, it was already, you know, down to 30. It would have just been not the best risk reward. Not bad, but I want to get it up here at this 37 level, and just missed it. But there's the follow through with it. Called it out. Maybe somebody took advantage of it. I'm telling you though, AMD is one of those stocks that I may start watching regularly, just because it tends to fade a decent amount. It did fake me out Friday with the fade, but I think if you let it move a little bit first, it's not too bad.
Some strength showing in NIO.
Yeah, NIO's moving here. It's got that, like I said, that big level here is 756. 756, 758. If it can break over that and then hold that area of support, it looks okay. But the cannabis stocks are down. SGRP on my scanners. SGRP. I'll be right back, guys.
All right, guys, watching ACB here as it approaches the VWAP. NIO holding strong there in the 50s. Probably about to get bought up. There you go. Gets bought up through the 60s. Kind of the same move it did last time.
All right, I'm back. What do we
All right,
have?
guys. NIO hitting their resistance, the daily resistance, going to that 65 right now. I'm watching right now. I'm watching NIO and I'm watching also ACB.
Yeah, Tahoe dropped some. Let's see if it continues. I mean, the great thing about this one is we still have over a month for TAHO, John. If you're in that thing with me, didn't look bad. I mean, it was just too good to. It was just too. It was. It's too tempting to take it. You know, I don't know if it'll work. I'm kind of a. I'm not a noob with options, but I'm definitely not an expert. Looking at Kron now. Kron's trying to pull back. I see ACB doing the same thing. A little bit tighter range on ACB though, but if Kron gets up to 830s, I don't necessarily dislike it. Yeah, there goes AMD. Nice little double fade there. Yeah, that's right, John. It was just so cheap, man. I mean, $8. You know, I couldn't help it. You know, $8 for a month for that thing to drop like 30 cents. You know, it's just, you know, had to take it. You're in an AMD short, Eric, on that fade. I hope so. Looks good. All right, we got up to 28. If are you in a stock right now, Mitch?
No, I'm not yet. Just looking at ACB, considering that.
Yeah, ACB doesn't look bad. It's just a tighter range.
One that I missed today that kind of wanted to play but just never took the trade was VKTX.
Oh, I forgot about VKTX, man. I was watching this one in pre-market.
There's a chance. Yeah, there's two or three chances to make money on it, but the spread was a little weird.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. The volume looks a little low. Is the only reason. I
Yeah,
wouldn't jump
that's
into it.
that's why I didn't jump into it. I kind of missed my move right there in ACB. Saw the knockdown. Uh,
Kron might give you another chance. That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at Kron with a 850 risk, maybe a 852 reward of 815.
damn it.
Yeah, there's that fade.
I'm fucking pissed.
Shh, come on, man. Family friendly stream, brother. Family friendly stream. I mean, worst thing that happened is they restrict it to people under 18, but you know. No, it's the fade. The fade on ACB. Nice little VWAP fade here. Look, you can to show you what Mitch is talking about. Here's ACB. Bearish trend. Pull back to the VWAP here. Fade back down. That's what he was looking at. A little bit of a triangle forming on LEJU. That's right, unbiased. Think about the kids, Mitch. The kids learning day trading. I think Mitch is bummed out he missed it. All right, come on, CRON. CRON needs to just bounce up to this 834 level, and I'll take it. Here's 830s. Let's get this ready. I can start slowly getting into it here. I'm in with 100 shares. If it gets up to 830s, I'll jump in with a little bit more. Just in case it gets rejected off of this 836 resistance. There goes NIO. 32s. I mean, it bounced back to the VWAP. I don't know if I like it as much there, though. 34s. Oh, didn't hold. Sorry, guys. I'm in CRON here. I try to get in early. I mean, if it would have gotten up to 30s, I would have taken it a little bit more. 36, I mean. I would have added a little bit more. Trying to take a little bit bigger sizing today and slowly scale into this one, but you know, if it drops, I'm not going to be upset if I make a few bucks. But I was planning to add a little bit too.
All right, guys, I'm short there on ACB.
Yeah, Peter, I mean, the only reason is, like I said, I'm scaling into it. At least that was my plan. It didn't quite get up to the VWAP. That's the only reason. But you're right, brother. We'll see if he gives me another bounce here, but it's already dropping. But you're right, man. My accuracy rate's been on point, but... Alright, I'm going to take a little bit off here and then add 150 back if it gets up to... back up to that 830s level. Alright, so I'm up some already on CRON. It faded nicely. At this point, if it bounces back here, I'll add and then look for it to come back down. But my plan was to scale into it if it got up to 830s. 835, I mean 836, and it just never did. What's up, insurance? Long time no see, brother. Haven't seen you in a while, man. And the cannabis stock's faded, but I didn't get a chance to get full sizing in this one. That's the only thing I'm kind of bummed out about. And it faded a little bit early. This is the move I was trying not to miss, though, and so I'm not too upset with it, but just going to let the rest little few shares work, see if we can crack under this low here. What's up, Ice and Levi?
There goes BKTX.
We'll see if we get a crack here on CRON. It faded nicely, but we'll see if we get the crack I'm looking for. At this point, I mean, I can be comfortable in the trade, but wanted more sizing with it. My plan was to get in a little early and add sizing once it got up to 834s, just so I wouldn't miss a move like this if it happened, and the move ended up happening. I'm not necessarily upset, but would have wanted a little bit larger sizing with it. It's trying to crack these lows here. We'll see if it gives me that. $13s. Is Thinkorswim lagging here? Looks to be. Alright, we'll see if that previous area where I took profits the first time holds as resistance now at 820s. And then it comes back down, tests this low of the day. Yeah, it's been working fine with me. I mean, All right, back down to 14s. We'll see if we get this crack here. Gonna let it test. Also, guys, yeah, TradeNet is actually having a sale. It's the cheapest I've ever seen. TradeNet packages. It's 25% off for the next week or so. So if you're interested in signing up to TradeNet, I'll post this link here. It's 25% off for the next week or so. For the Black Friday sale. And so go check it out. I just posted the link in the chat if you're interested. But yeah, that's the cheapest I've ever seen TradeNet packages. So kind of bummed out. I didn't wait for my student package to buy it then because I think it's 25% off in all packages. Yeah, I mean, limit orders don't work as well. I've just been using market orders. Since it's CFD trading, market orders aren't the end of the world. I wouldn't recommend using market orders on a conventional broker, but with CFDs, I don't necessarily mind it that much. I'm not sure, Ismail. I'm really not sure, brother. Um, Reach out to them and ask them, man. Yeah, market orders have been working fine with me too. Like my fill, I got filled with this one. I got in within 1 cent of the price, and so those fills were fine with me. Let's see if those 820 resistance holds.
I stopped out there at ACB, $15 loss.
Loss is small, brother. Don't stress it.
Yeah, it's just annoyed. It's what you call misentry. I paid to get the pain. Should have been able to take first profits and would be still in this trade, if anything, adding size. But that's what happens when you miss.
Yeah, it happens, brother. Don't stress it, man. Somebody said, "What did you do with your intro account?" Let's just say there we go. Let's see if this drop holds. Hold on 1 second, man. I'll talk about it. Let's just say I've had enough intro accounts to where my family has had intro accounts too. If you get my gist. But you can buy as many student accounts as you want. So, uh, yeah, my family didn't buy a student account. I bought the student account, if that makes sense. All right, so we're down to 13s. Let's see if we get a bigger drop here. 11s. Let's see if we get this low of the day crack. This is ultimately what I'm looking for. There we go. We got down to 08. I'm going to go ahead and get out here. 1450 gain. I'll take it. Bummed out I didn't use a little bit bigger sizing. I'll still look to see if we get some more pullbacks to the VWAP. I'm still not necessarily opposed to adding back if it gets back up to 830. But, like I said when I got into the trade, my goal was to add if it got up to 835s. It just never got up there. And so I just let my little 100 shares work. I'm not necessarily opposed to just taking that quick little gain. Green is green, and I'll take it. Definitely ready to use bigger sizing. Every time I say that, I end up going right back to using small sizing, though. Little VWAP bounce on NIO. And so that's something I really need to just get the guts with. I think maybe I'll start working on... practicing with bigger sizing, trying to get more comfortable with it. But I'll take my little $15 gain.
All right, guys, Yelko moving here.
Right. I know, cool. But here's the thing. Like, I've been consistent enough lately, cool. Like, I've been, having much more green days than red that, I'd really like to start making some actual gains, Like, my trading's been consistent for a while. And it's just that time to actually make some actual money doing it. I think that's kind of the process for a trader is to find that consistency and then start using bigger sizing. And I don't know, man. If I'm being objective with myself, maybe I jumped in early and I'm trying to justify using smaller sizing by excusing it because I jumped in early. I mean, this was really my plan, was to get in a little bit early and then add it if it did get up to 36. If it didn't get up to 36, just ride down that first little share size. And so that's exactly what I did. But I guess I could have jumped in with 200 shares and then added another 200 shares if it got up to 36. And so, that would have been a bigger gain. I don't know, man. Um, I can recognize that about myself, that even though I've been consistently profitable lately, it's just about having the guts to use bigger sizing. And it's a tough process, man. It really is. But my patterns and strategies have been working. My risk has been working. My risk and reward has been there. So it's just time. Maybe trying to justify it, but 100% Abdul. What's up, WL? Long time no see, brother. Um, yeah, man. I mean, the strategies I teach, man, Abdul, we always say this in our classes, right? The only strategies we teach are strategies that we have seen that actually work. Most of the strategies that we teach, we back tested, so we know they work. And so now it's just about, I know on a percentage basis over a large sample size that they're profitable strategies and that the way we approach them is the correct way. It's just about having the guts to use bigger sizing, because I'm ready.
There's Yoko.
What?
There's Yoko.
YECO.
Shooting off, guys. Put an order to buy at 6, just didn't get filled. That's how it goes.
Mikey? Nah, man. Sorry, I must have missed it. I'll scroll back and find it, brother.
What a miss there on Yoko.
I'm looking for it, Mikey. I'm not seeing it, brother. I see good morning. Let me go to live chat. Yeah, I mean, WL, I think that is the way a lot of pros approach it. And that's kind of my mentality, is like, I don't mind jumping in small. Even if it's not quite to the VWAP, I don't mind jumping in small here and then adding it back if it gets up there. If it gets up to the VWAP, then adding some sizing in there. And that way, if it does fade a little bit before the VWAP, like CRON does, I'm not actually missing the move, and I can still take a little profit like I did with $15. But if it does pull back to the VWAP, I can add that sizing and make it a bigger gain.
Nice. Now I realize why I didn't get filled on Yoko. They took it off.
Oh.
That's why I didn't get filled on Yoko.
They took it off. Volume slowed down substantially on it.
Yeah, they knew it was a breakout day. That's annoying. Gotta let that go.
No, I can't find your comment, Mikey, so just let me know, man. Two-way, how did you post a link in here, brother? I don't know what you posted, man, but you're like the only person I've ever seen that posted a link in here. How did you do this? I thought it was restricted, man. I gotta change that. I'm sorry, but I gotta change that. Hey, nice, Mikey. Hey, congrats, brother. Good work, man. What did AKER end up doing? It ended up failing. But man, how did two-way post? I'm still kind of stumped with how two-way was able to post the link in here, man. I gotta change that. If not, I'm gonna be getting. Hold on, let me. How did that happen, man? No, I mean, listen, man. If you want to post the link, sorry. If I allow comments to post the link, we're just gonna get a lot of haters in here posting inappropriate stuff.
Look at AMRN. Now it wants to abide by chart patterns.
Right now, it follows the fade. The one day we don't trade it. Look at that fade though. That fade on AMRN was pretty, man. Look at it. Yeah, I mean, the only thing I'm really looking for now, and Mitch, man, I was telling you about this kind of this strategy that I was talking about. So with these ETFs, right, like SOXS, a lot of these with these ETFs, a lot of the time they find a trend, whether it be an upward trend above the VWAP or a downward trend below the VWAP, and then regardless of which one they are, they usually bounce and fade a lot. That's something I've started to notice with the ETFs. And the great thing about that is that, you know, if they is that they do it typically every day, right? Like a lot of times I'll notice these things and they'll do it every day, and they're also longer term moves. So like if you look at SOXS here, this is one that got me back to break even on Friday. This thing faded 4 or 5 times, and they were long term fades, so really big fades. You know, so you can see here, fade, 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 and these are big fades too, and so the risk is still relatively small, but the reward is much bigger because they fade big, and so that's something I've been kind of looking at as a new way to approach the VWAP fade and bounce, because I see a lot of these ETFs like SOXS, TVIX, so forth do it. I see them doing it all the time.
So annoyed.
Yeah, no stress two-way. That's fine, man. It's not about you, brother. It's just about everybody else will probably ruin it. Right, man. Hey, Friday I kind of came back to green trading ETFs. Look at that drop on AMRN, man. AMRN's getting absolutely hit here. But man, one thing I'm noticing is that my accuracy on Mondays and Tuesdays, like if I just traded Mondays and Tuesdays, I would rarely lose. You know, if I just traded Mondays and Tuesdays, my losing days typically happen. Like last week, I had a perfect week up until Wednesday, I think. You know. I use my imagination two-way. Here, brother. I don't mind you posting a link, man. Hold on.
There's cools going off on the radar. Cool.
KOOWL.
Yep.
Or KOOL, sorry.
All right, I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going long on AMRN right now. I mean, I wouldn't mind it all the way at the bottom for a quick scalp. Hey, what's up, Sean? Hey, long time no see, brother. Sorry, man. What's up, man? How you doing, brother? Good to see you back, man. Yeah, sometimes that's what it takes, Sean. Sometimes just a break is just healthy, you know. Yeah, that's right, Jason. I'm not touching AMRN, man. No way, brother. AKER VWAP bounce on 5-minute chart. Let me look. But yeah, happy to see you back. I mean, AKER isn't even close to the VWAP at this point, man. A VWAP bounce is like, let's see if NIO ended up doing it. This would be a VWAP bounce here. So right here on NIO, cross over to VWAP, pull back to it, bounce back up. That would be a VWAP bounce. But there's a better example, probably SOXS from today. Yeah, SOXS from today. These are VWAP bounces. You can see bounce, bounce, bounce. Sono's getting hit hard, bearish trend. DWT ended up running up well. Yeah, AKER is just underneath the VWAP at this point. It's a big bearish trend. It's filling some of the gap, really, for AKER.
Look at Yoko go. That $6 buy would have been a beaut.
Man.
That's what happens when they take it off.
Yeah, man. It happens, brother. Cool. Too choppy. Too choppy and cheap for me. Yeah, for sure, Sean. It happens, man. Emotions will get you, brother. But yeah, good to see you back here, brother. Oh, yeah, I know, Fetty. Even on the 5-minute chart for AKER, I still don't see it. Like, here's the 5-minute chart. Like a VWAP bounce, Fetty, is when the stock is above. You see this purple line here, right? You might be using a different VWAP than me, maybe. I don't know. But this purple line here is the VWAP, right? And a VWAP bounce would be if the stock was over the VWAP, pulled back to it, and then broke out. Kind of flagged over it. That would be a VWAP bounce. And the VWAP bounce would be right here. But since it's underneath the VWAP, I mean, it may be a fade. I maybe look for it for a fade, but, you know, at this point, I don't see the bounce, man. Hey, appreciate the sub, Daniel. Welcome, man. Appreciate it. Welcome, brother. Oh, yeah, you probably have the upper band on, that makes sense. Two-way. Let me try that. Let me go to add study and look to see if you're looking at the upper band. For AKER. Oh, you're looking at the lower band. If this is the lower band you're talking about, maybe. So I only use the middle band. I don't know if it actually works on the upper or lower band. I just use the middle band here.
I gotta hesitate on that, guys. Everything in me wants to short ACB as it's finally doing the move that I wanted. I saw it perfectly. Had about one miss, one chase entry, stopped out. Got to be disciplined and understanding that not executing on this stock, I'm not going to trade it, guys.
Yeah, no, the upper or lower bands actually follow surprisingly well for the VWAP. I haven't really gotten into the habit of using them. I do kind of see a little bit of a triangle here for ACB. Pretty clear triangle. here. If you look,
Yeah, it was beauty. I,
look at
I
that.
should. I had the short there at the VWAP bounce at 620s and could have covered there at 610. Could have covered 10 cents and then but adding here or looking to hold here.
I know, but look at this. Look at this descending triangle here.
Yeah,
You see my
it's
screen?
on breakdown point. It's
Right,
100%. It's a bear flag,
for sure.
bear pennant. But the problem is that your entry should be up at 618s, 619s here. So you're in the green sitting in this consolidation versus short now, risk off was 16, 18.
For sure.
That's the problem. Everything tells me, yeah, it breaks down. Yeah, it can go down to 6, but the risk or reward doesn't match
For
now.
sure. AMRN back up to the VWAP. I mean, I'm not touching it because AMRN is dead to me, but it's up to the VWAP. I'm just gonna say that. Looks to be a
Yeah,
little bit of a fade.
looks interesting there.
I feel kind of bad for even telling you about it though, Mitch. Just
Oh,
because.
trust me, it has me on. It has it on the radar right now.
Yeah, it's just
The
one of those
radar's
stocks that
watching it.
it may fade 1 out of 5 times really nicely, but those 4 out of 5 after that, it fakes me out. So I just, like I said, it's dead to me. DWT may be a little VWAP bounce here. DWT. Also, shout out to Trade Ideas for being cool enough to let me stream their scans. Um, if you're wondering what scanners I have here that's showing me all the highs of the day, breaking out stocks, volume, and so forth and so on, I'm using Trade Ideas. Go check them out. I just posted that link. Really awesome scanner. Makes my mornings really easy, super easy. And so really enjoy using Trade Ideas. And like I said, they're just a cool company. They let me stream their scans. So just a really cool, down to earth company. So go check them out. I just posted their link in the chat if anybody wants to sign up to Trade Ideas. What's up, Dustin? Welcome, man. Glad to have you here, brother. Yeah, Dustin, we do this every day. We do this every weekday, live each morning. And so we trade live on stream each morning. We'll see about my Cron exit. I mean, I got out right around 8:09 for CRON. So my exit was right here. We'll see what happens. See if it gives me that move. ACB back up to the VWAP here.
Yep.
Any suggestions? Suggestions on what, Dustin? We're not really one of those. We're not one of those streams that give people picks. We just let people watch us trade. You know what I mean? I can tell you my opinion on what a stock's going to do, but as is everything in the stock market, I never really know. It's all speculation. All I can do is make an educated guess, looking at risk and reward to see if it's beneficial for my style of trading. Appreciate the sub, Color. Welcome in. Appreciate it. VKTX. Yeah, VKTX was up to the VWAP. Let's see where the risk would be, though. If you get in at 12.12, the risk would be maybe 12.22, so about a 10-cent risk. I don't necessarily dislike that. Risk would be here. about a 10 cent risk if you got in at 12.12. Reward, a little subjective. Maybe 11.87 if you're gonna give yourself some more room. Also might have some support though at this 12.06 level, so it just depends on which area it follows. Few people talking about REN. I see. REN, nice little VWAP bounce there. And one thing I always talk about is like for REN and for stocks like this, I like using the high of pre-market as kind of my guide. You can also use that area as risk, but if you draw a line through the high of pre-market and where the stock bounced, it's exactly at that same level. And so here's the high of pre-market. If you move over, you can see it bounced off that level here and here for that VWAP bounce. And so that's kind of what I look for.
All right, guys, I'm going to go for a little scalp trade here, guys. It's going to be a 5 cent risk, 7 cent risk here. I'm looking to get about 10 to 20 cent on the gain here. I'm short on CRON. Looking for this breakdown here below 804. Get through the eights. Got to be really quickly on this one. I want it to kind of just come down now, not give it much time. There's 805s. Let's see if we can get some big seller to come in here and knock this down through the eights. There's one seller stepping in there, 2,000 shares.
Bill asked the question, what float size and share size is good? I mean, right, it depends on what your style is, man. It all depends, you know.
All right, guys, don't want to see those shares that are up on the ask go through there. There's a bunch of shares that showed up at 809. There's a reason why. It's because if it gets above 809, it'll kind of be in that reversal trend back to the VWAP. I'm looking for it to break down here. If not, I'll do just a quick stop out.
What's up, Alonzo? Riding GE short. Yeah, GE's kind of tanking here.
All right, let's see if we can get a big seller to come in here and take Prawn down here. There's 804s.
Where's your profit target?
It's going to be a breakdown through 8, so probably 790s. Support level is, 790s. There's the ACB break.
All right, so Cron should follow. It broke down.
ACB looks good.
Did it break down?
Yeah.
Okay.
We went through that 608 now. Had that last little 5-minute push.
So Cron should follow it to a certain extent. Appreciate the sub, Keon. Welcome, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, there's Cron following it.
There's that breakdown to 803. Let's see if we get sizing to knock it down through the 8s. I'm telling you, that ACB trade was perfect, dead on. Gave you all the chances to take that money at 610 and then add sizing anywhere in the 615, 618 range. You could have been adding sizing and taking profits at that 610.
Yeah, man, I saw it faded nicely over and over and over again for ACB.
Yeah, that's why it really killed me not to get that entry. That I was dead on about it. Looked to the right for a second, saw it drop down to 13s, chased it. Something I very rarely do. But really, it wasn't at 13s when I hit the sell, but this market order, and that's what happens when you market order. The price goes down, you're getting that price level. You're not getting the price that you select.
All right, we got 803s. Let's see a crack down under 8s for you.
Not getting that volume. Let's see it. 802. 802 showed up for a quick second.
Here we go. See if we get that crack under 8. Are you going to scale out or are you just going to scalp it?
I'm scalping it. I'm looking for the breakdown. Yeah, that's why I called it a scalp from the beginning, guys. This is trying to get that in and out. All right, got to pay attention here, guys. The breakdown should happen or bounce up here. So that's why I'm going to be paying attention, not let it get past my entry here, let it break down here.
I know. Nice work today, Eric, man. I saw your message on Discord, brother.
All right, we're going to use 810. Above 810, we'll get out.
See if we get that moving average rejection there. Hey, nice work, Eric, man. I saw you killing it, man, with AMD, brother. I saw that. I saw that trade. Pretty trade.
All right, if I see 809s go through, you got to be careful there because there's a lot of volume there last time. 809s, a lot of volume went through. There's that seller on the ask. He's at 809 there. If I see that order get filled, I'm going to have to get on out because it's going to come back to that 820. Yeah, it got filled. Got to get out.
Small loss, brother.
Small loss. 35 down. Looking around.
I think it might squeeze back up to the view up.
Yeah, it's going to test it. It's going to test it. There's NIO looking to break out over 8.
Outsiders, you win REN short. Yeah. Uwerton, the Discord is only for the class members, man. It's just kind of how we post our classes and stuff like that, brother. So sorry about that, man. $34.90. Let's see if we get that pullback. I mean, it's all how you view it. If REN gets rejected at 35 again, you know, if it gets rejected at 35 again, it's a little bit of a double top. There's a washout for you. And so, yeah, I mean, it's all how you look at it. I don't necessarily mind it. I mean, it could get rejected here, a little bit of a double top at 35. And so there's the big crash out for you, brother. So looking good for you now, outsiders. Beautiful wash for you, man. Maybe, I mean, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but if I was in it, I may scale out a little bit here just because it may bounce at the support of 34.50 like it did previously. Aurora. Which one's Aurora? Is that ACB? What's the symbol? Rommel. Okay. Yeah, I mean the cannabis sector is just getting hit today, man. If you look at Cron, CGC, ACB, they're all kind of tanking today. So something's going on with the cannabis sector. It's just getting hit a little bit. PCG.
All right, guys, getting us started here on AMRN.
Uh-oh. You got this, though. It doesn't look bad,
No,
but...
hey, the risk to reward is there. I'm going to go off of the risk to reward here. And that's all I can do. Just hold my plan.
What's your risk?
Risk is right above this support or last high was, which was 45s.
Okay.
About
I like how you're scaling down a little bit. I think that's a good idea. Plus, this one's got a big range, so I mean, if it does crack down to that 1680s, it'll be a bigger winner. So there you go.
There you go. Gonna look to scale into this now, get bigger sizing as I'm still holding the same plan here, guys. Above 28s, I can add and look off the same plan. Go off the same plan. So I'm looking for a bounce probably into the 30s, and then I'll add 200 shares.
What's your reward target?
It's going to be down here. This first support is 17. Then next one is 673 or
Okay.
675, 1675.
Yeah, me too. Insurance. Trading's my passion, man. Definitely love trading.
NIO definitely holding its gains. All right, guys, let it get just above this, probably in the 35, 36 range, and then I'll look to hit my ad.
You gonna add how much?
200 shares at 36.
And, I'm keeping track of Outsiders trade.
Yeah, why not?
I mean, it's putting in lower lows to some extent and lower highs, and so that's always good. There you go. There you go, Outsiders. REN dropping for you. Let's see if it holds on to 34.50s now for you. I'm watching it. There's a drop. See if that 3450 previous support turns into resistance now. There you go. CGC just tanking today. Didn't even pull back to the VWAP. It just kept going. Man, my wife and I battle over the AC, man. My wife likes it way too cold. I like it warm. Does that happen with anybody else? I'll put it to like 73 with the heat on because it's cold here. She'll turn it up to like, or turn it down to like 68 with the AC on in the middle of winter time. Happens all the time, man. Every day.
The battles.
Dude, it's a constant battle, man. You know. There you go. Let's see if it holds that drop.
All right, give it a little second. Let it pop up a little bit.
Yeah, man. Netron, it's taking a big hit. A lot of it CGC, Cron, ACB, NBEV. They're all getting hit. Yeah, for sure. Her logic is that she likes it cold when she sleeps. And I get that. I like it cold when I sleep too, so I can like cover up. But during the day, I just like the heat on, man. If we got the fire, the AC shouldn't be on. You know? The AC shouldn't be on in the winter, period. I would rather her just turn the AC off altogether and just not have the heat or the AC on. But she wants it freezing in here. It's a battle every day. Yeah, I feel that, Mikey. Right, I tell her to buy a fan, you know? Like, get a fan. What's up, Skynet? What's up, brother? Yeah, no stress, Skynet. No worries, man. Yeah, I mean, my ideal temperature would be like 72, 73 with the heat on. So it's not like too hot, but it's not like cold in the house either. I don't like having to walk around with a blanket. But she'll turn it down to like 67, 66 with like the AC on. And when it's like 30 degrees outside, which is cold here in Texas. And then I turn it back up to 72. She turns it back down to 68. It's just constant. We'll never agree. You add some? Or you just put the order out? Oh, you're just putting the order out, Mitch?
Yeah, I'm just putting the order out. I've canceled it, put it out, canceled it. I sometimes try to kind of create a little movement within.
Two-way. Yeah, I mean 66. I mean the whole thing is like during winter time, the gas bill is going to go up some because we run the fire, right? And so I'm going to have to pay more for the gas bill, and so we should at least curb down on the AC bill. But we have the fire on and the AC at 66, so it's like I'm getting hit with both high AC bill and high gas bill. Tricky here. A lot of upwicks and downwicks for AMRN.
Yeah.
I own two-way. Oh, 100% Ismail. I love my wife, but I feel like she has like an addiction to go to the grocery store. You know, like her and I, we didn't get into it, but we disagree because she would go to the grocery store at least every other day and spend like a few hundred. Until it got to the point where it's like, I know we have kids and everything, but we don't need this many groceries. You know, we got too much food. Stuff's going bad. We're not even eating it. You know. Yeah, I don't mind that, outsiders. Yeah, a little bit of a channel here on AMRN, Mitch. But no, she's a good wife, though. You know, it's just those little things.
All right, my order is here up on the ass, guys. I want to see it get filled. Then then I'll start kind of on that descent. Didn't get filled there. Put it up to 36 since I didn't get filled. If it pushes up, it should push up 1 cent higher. I'm trying to get the best average into this with a good risk.
Ismail says, whenever a guy starts a sentence with, I love my wife, you can always hear the quiet desperation they talk about in that quote. Yeah, it's kind of like arguing, starting it off with, I understand what you mean, but, you know, don't mean to go off topic. Ever check out your attic insulation? You may need to check to see if your blown is up to code and have a radiant barrier on the rafters. I mean, honestly, my bills here are pretty cheap, right? You know, like I have a 5 bedroom house, and my AC bill, my electric bill, I'm sorry, is usually like $200 a month, which isn't that bad. It all depends on if it's winter or summer. Summer is obviously more expensive. My gas bill is pretty cheap too. My gas bill's like during summertime, my gas bill's like $60. During wintertime, it's probably like 130, and so it's not that bad. The biggest bill I have at my house is my cable bill. You know, my cable bill is easily the biggest bill. I like AMRN because it has that resistance above. Not only at that, what is that? That 40 at 1745 level, but at 1750 as well. So maximum risk isn't that bad. Um, I already have direct TV, Cody. I've tried. I've tried Keenan and Ismail. My wife watches those reality shows, and so I've tried to tell her like I never watch TV. Like the only thing I ever watch is like I watch Netflix and I watch Amazon Prime, and so I just watch movies mostly. A few TV shows, but mostly movies. My wife watches like reality shows, and my daughter watches like cooking shows, and so for that reason they won't let me cut cable. DirecTV is cheaper relative to what I used to pay. I used to have Comcast, and that was just way too expensive. Nvidia. Big tank for Nvidia and AMD. So the microchip sector is getting hit.
Feel like we're gonna get one more push to resistance. That's why I'm trying to wait until this green bar comes up to add so that I can get a nice average and have a good cost base. Um, there's also this support. This should become resistance up there at 750s. It's a nice little swing down right there. Let's see if some big sellers step up under the level twos.
Yeah, that's what I have, RV. That's what I did too. Comcast, I mean, Comcast has the best internet, and you know, they just have better internet than most. I think I have Comcast internet. I have the gigabit internet from Comcast, which is it's supposed to be 1,000 megabytes per second, but it's usually not that high. Um, but I used to have Comcast for TV as well, and it was just way too expensive. It was like $400 a month. I can't pay that, and so I'm at DirecTV now, which really after ordering on-demand movies and stuff like that, it's like 300, but it's like the highest bill I have. But it's better than the 500, 400 or 500 I was paying with Comcast. I do like Comcast internet though. Their internet's good. The only problem is that if it goes out, it takes like a week to get them out here. Check out BABA. Yeah, it's at the VWAP. The only reason I don't like BABA is because it kind of stair-stepped up there. So it put in higher lows on the way up. That's the only thing I don't really like about it.
I got CFX coming off on my gap and crap scanner.
Somebody's talking about VKTX. It's been kind of fading a little bit there. Yeah, Kron. I don't mind my exit for Kron. I got out of Kron at 809, and it's been kind of consolidating there. DGAZ. Yeah,
Here you go.
DGAZ, UGAZ is just choppy right now. Tough to trade, it looks like. But yeah, I'll go ahead and post this link again. TradeNet's actually having a sale, which is the cheapest I've ever seen their packages. It's 25% off, and so I think you get the intro package for like $375. Um, and so if anybody's interested in signing up to TradeNet, regardless of what you think about them, been a lot of drama lately. If they pay out, they pay out. That's all I care about. But like I said, if you go through my link, I make a small commission from it. It's one of the ways we keep this stream free every day. And so 25% off, cheapest I've ever seen it. And I just posted the link in the chat if anybody's interested in checking that out. Reach out to you. You can help with that. You work for Comcast. Yeah, man. Hey, like I was kind of bummed out, Eric, because I mean, I bought my student account for 2,700, but now it's $300 cheaper. I was kind of bummed out that I should have thought about it, like Black Friday sale. I knew it was coming up, but I was ready for it. I'll let impatience get the best of me. But 25% off is a pretty good deal. So I got a guy from DirecTV and from Comcast trying to hook me up. Just the pros of having the stream.
All right, guys, there it is. 41's got to be careful here, guys. I want to actually short into this, but at the top.
ACB and Kron both up to around the VWAP area.
All right, guys. Now I got 34, guys. 34 average, risking off of 45 here, guys.
Kron and ACB back up to the VWAP. I don't mind that one though, Mitch. Kron looks tempting.
Got to be careful here, guys. You need to reject this high right here.
Bid drop down. The ask is still there. Let's see if we get the ask to drop down for you. Two-way. Yeah, I don't buy the E6 with the juice. I just buy the pre-made ones and then just throw them away once I'm done with them. Meat back up to the VWAP as well. It's got that resistance at 52.
Yeah, right there. Got to hold it tight now. I'm out.
No, it's not a. It's not a jewel. What's up, Kaz?
It's good. It's gonna be a nice red day for me.
Don't stress it.
There's too many misses, not executing right, and when you don't execute, you get burned straight up. That's all it is.
Yeah,
Two
man.
days where I could have made money. Just getting to that point where you get impatience. Impatience takes over and paying it back. So got to go get my head straight, get focused, and get back in here.
Don't stress it, man. AMRN strikes again, though. I mean, I've noticed about AMRN. Sometimes it sets up and it follows through, but a large majority of the time it does. It just fakes me out when I trade it.
Yeah. All right, that's going to be enough for me today, guys. I'm getting out of here. You guys have a good day.
Later, brother.
Take care.
All right, guys. I'll probably end up closing it down too. Not a bad day. Wanted to size in a little bit with Kron, but it just didn't quite get to my level. I took advantage of the little scalp, so I'll take it. It's actually back up to the VWAP now for CRON. Let's see, risk would have to be 30, 33. Not a bad risk, but it's breaking over the VWAP a little bit too much. But I don't mind that 35, 33 level risk. We'll see what happens. Not going to trade it, probably. Also looking at NIO. All right, sounds good, Cass. But yeah, guys, have a good day. Also, go check out SnapTrade. I can post that link here as well. Awesome site. Gives you free watch list building. You can see I build my watch list here each morning and then share it with a decent amount of people. Also, free scanner, regardless of what your sector is. They got crypto, upcoming earnings, high gainer volatile, high gainer penny stocks, and it also has news. And so go check out SnapTrade. Really awesome site for traders to take advantage of for free. Also, like I said, TradeNet is having that sale where it's 25% off. It's really the biggest sale that I've seen with TradeNet. So you can go check out that link here if you're interested in signing up and supporting the channel. We appreciate it if you do. And yeah, I also have trade ideas if you're interested in checking trade ideas out as well. So go check them out. You can just go to trade ideas. Let's see. You can just go to tradeIdeas.com. But yeah, guys, have a good day. Green day for me. I'll take it. Not a bad few weeks. Last week was a break-even week. The week before was a green week, and so green day today. So not a bad time. Not a bad week. Just got to stick to my setups and let them play out. Give myself good risk and reward. And yeah, that's what it is. So have a good day, guys. We'll see you all later. Appreciate everybody watching. Looking for an all-in-one site for news scanner. It's going to be tough to find one for free, Cass. It's going to be tough to find one for free, man. I like trade ideas. I don't know about news for trade ideas. It doesn't really show you news. And so, you know, it's more of a scanner. But I really like trade ideas. It makes my mornings easy. I mean, there's also Thinkorswim, right? Like, if you look at Thinkorswim, they have, this is, you know, they have Thinkorswim for TD Ameritrade. They have news here as well. They also have a scanner. So maybe check out Thinkorswim too. But I like SnapTrade as well. But it all just depends on what you're looking for, brother. But yeah, guys, have a good day. I'll see you all a little bit later. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. For everybody in our classes, I'll see you all tonight. And yeah, have a good day. We'll see you all later.